Hello, Nintendo Fans Alliance. I don't have a guest for this episode, so it looks like it'll just be you and me today. We'll be relaxing within the confines of Sigma Fortress Stage 3, which features quite a few bosses we've seen before, 5 Mavericks in total, before it finishes off with a spectacular dino tank. First up, we've got Armored Armadillo. Fun fact I learned during this fight is that fire and wind do no damage to him. That's not a thing I knew about armadillos before. That's not something you learn from National Geographic. Although I don't recommend testing it yourself in real life. IRL, as they say. And look, all of his armor is gone. You're not such a tough guy now, are you, Armored Armadillo? Yep. You know, boss gauntlets in general, I'm not a fan of them. You know, even the one at the end of Kirby's Adventure, not too keen on that one. But Mega Man boss gauntlets, I guess they're a little better because you've seen all the bosses before, so you can handle it. And, you know, they have weaknesses, so typically you can cheese it out pretty easily. I don't know if I prefer the Mega Man X-style gauntlet, where you face them all over a course of stages, or the later gauntlets, which just have them all in one stage. You know? It's something to ponder. Unfortunately, all these weapons are pretty boring against Armored Armadillo. He just sits there, shoots at you, and you know, you can peg him for 1 damage with a weapon, or you can just switch over to the electric spark, which is what I've elected to do here. Bam. Just barely got him there. This is going to be a tough episode to get through, considering all of the old content here. But, you know, we'll just have to stick together and get through it together. Remember, if they don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. Now that was a show. Red-green. If there was ever a man who deserved to have a video game, it was Red-green. Speaking of green, this next boss incorporates quite a bit of green into his palette. Oh, that's right, ladies and gentlemen, it is Sting Chameleon. The charged up boomerang cutter does just as much damage as the regular cutter, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, if you were watching his health bar, I don't think it did more damage. However, the boomerang cutter in general is a good weakness for this guy. Look how easy it is to hit him from the ground there. And it knocks him off his perch. It disrupts his attack pattern so that he can't, you know, go into doing anything too annoying, like hanging from the ceiling or disappearing. His disappearing act always sucks, you know. But I still cannot master. I just don't remember how to aim the boomerang up or down, you know? That's something I gotta look up. That haunts me every day. You know, I wake up, and I'm like, how do I get the boomerang to go up instead of down? And I just don't know, you know, this is something that plagues me. Oh well. He's exploding, so I don't have to think about the boomerang cutter anymore, right? You know, that's what you would think. But, well, I won't spoil it for you. Items that I need the boomerang cutter to get. First I'm gonna take care of this miner guy who I friggin' hate him. Friggenstein's monster. Yep. And look at that, we got refills for all our weapons there, though I'm just gonna refill boomerang cutter like a fool. And some nice health refill. And on to our next boss. This is Relentless, folks. This is Relentless. Here we've got Spark Mandrill, so I'm going to use the S-Ice, or the Sice, on him. Now, it looks like he's got blue eyes, but no, those are just the bags under his eyes because he's a mandrill. Although, unlike mandrills, he's got like a pharaoh chin going on there. I don't know what that deal is. I don't know what that deal is. This guy has one of the more unique weaknesses in the Mega Man X series, in that it utterly paralyzes him. He just cannot do anything. And look, here's a high-class joke. Yes, feed a pig bacon time. There's nothing more satisfying than, doing that. I like doing that. It's good. I like it. You know, during this stage, you gotta relax in whatever way you can. It might, you might think it would be relaxing to get eaten by fish, but actually it damages you. I know, huh? Figure that one out, right? It is nice to explode them from the inside, though. I like that. Let's refill our weapons and health before going into Launch Octopus. Now, I know I said I was going to cheese out all the bosses with their weaknesses, but, well, last time I met this guy, I didn't have the dash boots. So, I'm going to forego the boomerang cutter and the rolling shield-a-majig. You know, I can't remember what its name is. And fight him like a man. Just as before, the key is to shoot the torpedoes head-on, and then jump over the fishes. And then add to that, you know, dash away from the tornado thing that he does that looks like, I mean, it looks like he has Storm Eagle's power and he charges it up, you know? Except Mega Man X doesn't suck enemy health away when he does it. Yep. This guy has a little too much health, I think. Although, well, I guess it would be more understanding if I had all the hearts and, you know, the body armor. I'd have a lot more health to compete. But as it is, he kills me quite fast, and I kill him quite slowly. You know, even if I had heart tanks and the body armor, it would still take forever to kill him. You know, the rolling shield doesn't do all that much damage. I feel like, you know, as much fun as I have fighting Mega Man X bosses, and Mega Man bosses in general, I don't think I would mind if they had shorter health bars. If they had fewer health pellets, you know? He's ready to die, but he just keeps going into that spinny thing, so I can't hurt him. Come on, let me hit you, Come on. Ah, yes. And get ready, we're about to do the world's best joke here. Yep. And he's dead. We will never have to contend with him again, although we will have to contend with, his friend Squid Adler in Mega Man X5. You know, I was not too fond of that game, but, shucks if it wasn't more playable than the later Mega Man X's. And here we show off quite a neat power of the Chameleon Sting. If you charge it up, you can walk on spikes. Yep, look at that. Ah, look at all those goodies. You could also try to get that with the boomerang cutter from below, but wow, that would suck a lot to do. That would take a lot of effort, so don't do it. No, we're looking to relax this time. And speaking of relaxing, here's one guy who I bet knows how to relax. That's right, Flame Mammoth. I don't know why he isn't Flame Elephant. Flame Elephant. His weakness is the Storm Tornado, as I'm showing off here. And, Flame Mammoth is kind of a unique boss for Mega Man. Not only for his long arena, but because his arena makes his fight somewhat relevant to his stage. His arena features a conveyor belt, much like his stage. You know, it can be hard to imagine how Mega Man bosses would be relevant to their stage. Like Armored Armadillo, he blocks your shots and then he bounces around the room, and so they put him in the stage with bats and a minecart. You know, it might be kind of boring if they tried to make everything relevant, you know? How can you have boss based around minecarts and bats? That wouldn't be too interesting now, would it? But you don't have to think about uninteresting bosses anymore, because right here, we have one of the best bosses of this game, if not the best boss. I like him because he keeps you moving around, and you gotta think about what you're doing. Also, it's important to note that the bottom half does not damage you, only the top half. So, for this attack, which is about to kill me, you want to dash under it. That's not the only way you can dodge it, but I found that's the most reliable. Oh, and he can squish you too. Be careful about that. Ooh, I tried to dodge it there, but no, my dash just did not go far enough. Also, if he touches the wall while you're wall climbing, you will be shaken off of the wall and temporarily paralyzed. So you gotta step lively there. And sometimes you'll have to pass in the middle between the two halves, like there. It's imperative that you dash jump. You know, you can't hang around on that too long like I do there. Otherwise, the top half might come down and try to crush you. Phew, almost got hit there. It's quite an exciting boss. What's also notable is that there's no downtime. He never, puts up a shield or anything. You know? If you can get to him, you can hurt him. The only thing I don't like is, the thing about all the bosses in this game where the fully powered charge shot really doesn't do too much damage. He's almost dead. That was the only hit I take for this fight. So, yeah. Mega Man, quite a pro. You cannot mess around with this boss. If he hits you 2 or 3 times, you are dead, mister. Speaking of dead, he's dead. Let's relax with a nice explosion. Yep, there's nothing quite as cathartic as robots exploding, and then a brilliant flash of light, and then Mega Man pumps his fist and his head thingy glows. And then we get a password which is utterly useless because it would take us back to the beginning of the fortress. Don't do that. So next week, we've got the final boss. I hope to see you there. Bye. On the next, let's play Mega Man X. Mega Man bites off more than he can chew.